What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link that also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thank you, everybody, for supporting. But this video is entitled We're Not Doing That Bad. When I say we, I mean my people, right? Black Americans, right? So, with all of this comparison about white and black, financially, educationally, this, that, and the third, you never ask the question, comparing us to other races. It's a global economy, right? We're not doing that bad, okay? Like, when you think about our spending power, now, when we invest in, that's the problem. But compared to other people, we have done far more with far less. But we keep looking at it like it's not on the level of everybody else. Other people have home lands, i.e. home countries, either places they can go back to or places that they can get resources from to profit off of in this country. We don't have that. And we're still ahead of the vast majority of groups in the world. So we're not doing that bad. When it comes to talent pool, we have more exceptional people per capita than anybody else, bar none. So that means we're not doing that bad. Even when we talk about poverty and the things that happen in poverty, we still don't have as much dysfunction as other groups. We just give them a pass. When the stuff that they do, we give them a pass for. Like, oh, they're not as bad as us. When, yeah, they are. Like, we have cultural differences. That is true. Regional differences. That is true. But when people say stuff like, oh, we're not building, what are these other groups actually built in this country? Seriously. Like, what have other people built in this country? And actually are taking credit for. I mean, where are the institutions for all these other groups? Where are we just lost the last black hospital, I think, a year or two ago in America. So let it be told. But it might still be in business now to think about it. But I don't know. The vast majority of non-black and non-white people come through our struggle to get success. So obviously we're not doing that bad. People want to associate with us when it's convenient and then not when it's not convenient, right? But when you want to hitch your wagon to somebody, they gotta be doing okay. But this comparison that we should be on a level playing field in a country that never believed in a level playing field it's kind of ridiculous. We should be owning franchises. Where will we get the money from? I think about we're not being honest about our situation as the people a lot of times, and we want to just catch up overnight. just because we have a lot of talent that could actually probably catch up overnight, but because we haven't done it by tomorrow, all of a sudden all is lost, and that's not true. That's not true at all. What it is, you know, we're trying to keep up with the Joneses as a community. Not gonna happen. You know, we don't have a home country to go back to. That's not gonna happen. You know, the places that we have connections with, there's not gonna be any help. Not gonna be any discounts. Okay, no hookups. So, if you're looking for that, not gonna happen. But at the same time, even with that being said, we're doing okay. When you take into consideration 100 years ago, you know, from what, 1919 to now, in some ways we've progressed. In some ways, we've been stagnant. In some ways, we've regressed. Okay. Do we have black cities? No. Like, part of civil rights and integration, we integrated, so we lost more through integration than we did with segregation. But even with that adjustment, we're collectively still moving forward. So, you know, even making a bad judgment call, we're not doing bad. Businesses, it depends, because people were getting screwed out of their businesses since we were able to start them. Since segregation, Jim Crow, all of that, Reconstruction, people stealing patents and all kinds of stuff. So that still happens, but you have to take into consideration that, you know, in a lot of ways now, we've broken down what the American dream looks like and who can take credit for the American dream. So we're not that bad off. Like, what I mean by that is this: whatever negativity is put on our group is far more positivity that we create that people try to ignore, but it's too blatant. You know, people want us to focus on the negative, and when we focus on the negative, it makes all of the positive look non-existent. But if you look at the positive, it's overwhelming. You know, very much so overwhelming, to the point where even with not the last election, but the two prior to that one, I remember talking to a coworker who's Hispanic, and I was like, well, you know, that could happen for y'all. And he was like, no, that can't happen for us. And it didn't dawn on me what he was saying at first, because he was like, not the fact that, like, we didn't believe that we would see that in our lifetime, but at the same time, even with the population swaying in that direction, he's like, nah, not gonna happen. And maybe it's just him disbelieving, but with all of these firsts in America, a lot of times we're the first. You know what I'm saying? So if we keep creating firsts in America, obviously we're not doing that bad, because, you know, other people piggyback our first as a group. So if we are always the pioneer, the trailblazer, the jet setter, the creator, and people, we try to kind of limited to entertainment to a degree, or culture. A culture as far as music, food, this, that, and the third. But it's also in a it's also cultural in as far in progression, and we kind of skip over that part because you know every week, every month, it's a new first being done in America, and we're predominantly the group that keeps doing it and that has done it for decades, if not the last 100 years. We're trying to figure out how many more firsts are there. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, we're not doing that bad. We're doing pretty good. So I just had to say that and get it out there. Peace.